out.
Yeah, but I ruined it. I wasn't good at it. Anyway, I don't know how much space I have on my thingy. So hopefully it's not going to stop. Hi, I'm that last prize that you and your brothers fought over as a child, Gingerface.
And I'm not just a person, I'm also a piece of meat, boy Donick.
And welcome to
Ow! Because we're in pain, just like you.
Yeah.
We should have practiced that. Anyways, so we're making this video. We asked people on Instagram to send us questions regarding depression and anxiety, or just things to address in this video. So we're going to address them today.
Yeah, we're still going to keep it lighthearted. We're not going to hopefully get too heavy. So the first question is from Dr. Pussy. It's a cool name. So his question is, how anxious do you get when you are with his friends that you don't like? So I guess he's talking about being with someone and being with their friends and experiencing anxiety.
Oh. Well, I don't really experience that because I just leave if I don't meet them.
I have experienced that, and I would get pretty anxious if I'm not around people I feel safe around, that aren't, that don't have my best interests at heart. So yes, I have experienced lots of anxiety with that sometimes.
When I'm in that situation, how I deal with it is I will just leave that situation and find people I do enjoy. The lady Diosis says, how would you define anxiety? And for me, I would define anxiety as, which is a great question because a lot of people confuse it with nerves or just being nervous. For me, nerves or being nervous, and this is just from my perspective or how I feel about it, is it's that feeling of uncertainty before you're doing something, and that's kind of where it ends. Like for me, it kind of ends as that unknown area, or you're just some pressure to perform or do something, but that's kind of where it ends. And anxiety for me kind of continues after that. It's like it kind of like snowballs into this will happen and this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and for me at times it becomes like this mountain that I'm looking at, and I'm like, I feel super defeated. When I have high anxiety, it's like hard to do anything for me. How would you describe it?
Yeah, to me, I describe it to people as though it feels like being on a roller coaster. And in fact, not long ago, I went to a theme park and I tried one roller coaster, and it reminded me so much of my anxiety. It was so overwhelming that it totally overcame the whole day, because then I couldn't go on any other rides like that because it was reminding me too much of that feeling of just dropping. Like my heart drops, my belly drops, and then, it affects my whole body too, because my body literally, I have psoriasis, and it literally comes out even more when the anxiety's there. So I have to really be thinking about that, because my job as well, I need to have clear skin. So yeah, it's overwhelming feeling of being on a roller coaster.
Which actually kind of ties into this next question, which is, how is depression... Oh wait, this is by Simdustries. You have to tell me how you pick that name later. How has depression and anxiety affected your body image? Ooh. You want to go first?
It definitely made me. So one of my things is that it took a long time to feel comfortable about my hairy body, having hairy shoulders and a hairy back and stuff. And for a long time, I shaved it and got rid of it, and also I had a boyfriend that didn't like it, so I removed it for a long time, which actually kind of added to my anxiety and depression about it. So I feel Instagram, well, social media has helped me in that sense with my body image, because a lot of people from around the world who don't even know me have written to me and told me that they like my hairy body as it is, and they like, you know, my roles as they are. And I think also my job, it's so much about my body, and I constantly get briefs that say to me, you're like, it's for a role that's a person who's overweight or slightly overweight, or, you know, based on characters that are overweight. And I don't feel I'm overweight. I'm a healthy weight, I feel. And it doesn't affect me. I'm a dancer, I'm a professional dancer as well, so I was made to feel you had to have a dancer's body to be a dancer, but really I'm working a lot more than people I probably even went to performing arts school with. So, you know, it's changed me, and I feel I was struggling with the anxiety and depression about it before, but I'm a lot better because of other people with that, so it doesn't affect me as much anymore.
I really can't think of how depression or anxiety affects my body. Sometimes I eat a lot. Well, I feel like I'm always eating a lot. But I don't really feel like that affected as far as my body or my body image goes. What affected me is all those fucking annoying bitches online talking shit, telling me I'm not good enough. But really, at this point where I was starting to expose myself and put myself out there, I had already gained a good level of confidence in myself to where I was able to just not let that get to me. So, but I wouldn't really say like my own anxiety or depression really did anything to my body image, because my anxiety and depression wasn't around my body. And I know that for a lot of other people, they're depressed because they're not happy with their body, and they have anxiety because they're worried about what people might think, and, you know, going out and stuff like that. And that's, I had a little bit of that at the beginning, but I had to quickly, I think, get over that for myself, because I was subjected to a level that I wasn't ready for as a young kid. It was a lot. So I had to quickly get a thick skin for that. So where I was getting is, but okay.
Okay. So next one is from Eric Pactive. Has religion added to your depression or anxiety, and did it play because it played a big role in mine as a gay man? Yeah, I think religion definitely is a big part of my upbringing. The first thing I think about is that my grandma came from a totally different time period, so she really wouldn't have really understood me being gay. However, whenever I was with my grandma and my mum knew I was gay and I had a boyfriend, my mum would just be like, don't say anything, don't be yourself, pretty much. Don't let your grandma know who you really are. That's how I felt at the time. But later in life, I've kind of learnt that she really wouldn't have been able to take it. She was a very religious woman, and she really probably wouldn't have understood it, and it would have been very confusing for her. So it probably was for the best that my mum did that. But yeah, I think religion has played a part in my anxiety and depression growing up, in a way.
For me, religion played a huge part of it, because I couldn't understand why I would be a way that I wasn't supposed to be. And I'm talking about being gay and being told by society and everybody around me that I'm not supposed to be this way. And God was supposed to make you the way you're supposed to be. it was just so confusing for me, and being told all these things and trying to understand, well, but why does this conflict with this, and why does it say this? And when I finally just eliminated the idea of religion from who I am and who I'm supposed to be, it was so much. Everything made more sense, and then from there I could start approaching religion and find what fit for me better. But religion being pushed on you without you really going out and seeking it and doing your research on what fits for you, it can be very stressful trying to find what fits, you know? So yeah, definitely. And it's bad. Like, that's not a question. Oh, that one. What can I do to help myself from getting really depressed again? And, hi. I'm drinking as hell.
Hi.
Okay. Timmy, the teddy. Okay, let me just do that again. Timmy the teddy says, what can I do to help myself from getting really depressed again and harming myself again?
Well, I mean, firstly,
do drugs.
Neither of us are in a position to really give you advice on that. What I can say though is I really empathize. I really do.
I used to burn myself. I used to put full cigarettes out on my hand, just to see if I could feel anything. And I think a part of me was punishing myself because I felt like I was doing something wrong by being gay. So burning myself made me feel like, okay, like I can let go of some of this guilt because I've experienced this pain now, and this is what I deserve, and I feel better now. And what I say to people like who are punishing themselves like that is seek out help. You need to go speak to a professional. That's some intense stuff. Yeah, we're definitely not qualified to advise you on that at all. I'll just tell you what I did was I sought help, and it did help a lot.
I still seek help, so so I don't go to those levels anymore. But definitely going to speak to someone outside of your circle, your family, your friends. That really helped.
Yeah, this is yours again. Go back to yours.
Okay, so this is from Kes G. Smith. After getting treated, how can I guarantee that depression does not come back? Well, it's gonna come back. There's life, goes like this, and no matter how many, things, methods you have to kind of make yourself feel better, you are going to have those periods where they don't come back. However, and this is just my experience, I took antidepressants for 2 years after my parents passed away because I really couldn't function at all. I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. I was just in a really bad place. And I felt like that actually was necessary at that time, and I haven't needed them since. Also with my job, I can't take antidepressants because I need to be able to show emotion. And I did feel like it really numbed it, but I needed that at that time. So, if it's coming back to you and it's overwhelming, maybe talk to a doctor about what's going on with you. Maybe, I don't know.
What I've learned is that no matter how good I feel like I'm doing, that motherfucker's gonna keep coming back. Depression finds its way back to you sometimes, and the only thing I could do is really prepare myself and make sure I have the tools that I need to deal with it. So, I just gotta be ready for it when it's coming around, and know what steps I take, how I'm gonna deal with it. What kind of things I need to tell myself to get through it, instead of giving myself like negative talk. Talk myself out of that. Red flag when you start doing things like that. Like, just be aware of it and stop yourself from doing it. So I've identified like certain things and triggers and patterns that I'll fall into, they'll start spiraling downwards. And now I know when those are happening, like a little red flag pops off, and I know I need to address this right now. And I start taking steps to like fixing those before I feed into it.
Yeah.
Did you not like that I cussed? You
I
gave me a
didn't
look.
notice.
Okay, you gave me a look when I cussed. I feel like
No, I was just looking at you. I was into what you were saying. Okay, so next one is Big Broad
ass.
UK.
Oh.
Big Broader UK. Broader. Big Broader UK. What do you recommend for self-care? Well, we kind of have covered that, but my thoughts are exercise, getting out, and seeing a doctor if it's too much.
Video games for me. Exercise, video games, food, but those are all things that can also lead to be negative things if you feed them too much, so you gotta watch yourself. Journaling, what do we used to do?
Journaling.
Focus beads. At the hospital, they had us like put little beads down. You had to like make a picture, and then you put like a little wax paper over it, and you iron it, and it turns into like a little. So, art projects, arts and crafts, great. Dancing, great.
Yeah.
He's a dancer.
She's a dancer. And getting out, pushing yourself to go outside, even if it's just to the shop and back.
Oh, and someone told me too, because I would hear that, like, just get yourself to go outside and go do something, and that's great. But for me, what I needed to hear was so much smaller. It was like, just brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Just brush your teeth today.
Getting into a rhythm.
Just start with something small.
Yeah, that's true.
Take a shower today.
Yeah.
And it was like, that for me is what I needed to hear. Like, okay, I can do this. It's something small. I can focus on this. I can get this done. Rooms first before you run out of room.
True that. Well, the next one is the important.
Not that any is less important.
Okay. This is from someone who's we're going to call SC because he didn't want to share his name, which is fair enough. His question is, my partner doesn't believe in my anxiety issues and says it's just an excuse instead. It has a question mark. I think he's wanting to know whether we've experienced the same things. I have experienced being with people who think that I'm just a victim and playing a victim card because they haven't really experienced anxiety or depression and they don't really understand it. Those people, they're not the type of people that you can talk to about it. So I would say, if you're happy with your partner, maybe you're not, but if you're happy with your partner, you need to maybe go and speak to someone else who understands it and having a
bring your partner
group. Yeah,
bring your partner because it sounds like he's not educated on what anxiety is. Like, it sounds like he hasn't experienced it and doesn't really understand it. So go, like, a therapist, great, bring him and have her or him explain, what it is and how this is real and stuff like that, because it just sounds like they just don't have any knowledge of it or experience with it.
And if they're not going to put that effort in for you,
then fuck them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hi, Alicia. Okay, so, do you want to go do one of yours?
Okay, let's see. I'm like blind looking at the signs that freaking flashlights.
Well, welcome to my career.
A lot of these are not questions. They're just statements. So, this guy says, what is his name? Guilla Mercury. I'm so sorry, I totally butchered that.
Why did you sound like you were drunk?
Because how would you say that?
Guilla
Sure. I passed my exams in 2 hours, so I'll be anxious, and after I'll be depressed because I guess he thinks he's gonna fail.
Oh, let's say kiss.
Kiss is from Argentina or something. I'm not sure.
I was asking for a kiss.
This guy says apple pie.
Cool. Do I want to go back to mine?
This Gonz Spider 39 says, The question was, do you have any well, I forgot what he asked, but he says, dealing with depression and anxiety coming from a household of sexual and domestic abuse. Seek help. Talk to
Yeah,
someone else.
Support groups of people who have been through the same things as you, to hear their stories. I feel like that's what I need as well. You know, going and hearing other people talk about their stories is going to help you in the long run. Even if you can't say anything for the first few times you go, you don't have to. But, you know, definitely go and listen to other people's stories and hear them talk about it.
I think the biggest purpose of this video that we're making is to show people that, you know, everybody struggles with these things, and to see, like, you know, maybe we can relate, maybe our experiences might help you, but we're not here to solve those problems or really tackle them, but maybe to
Because we
share
still deal with them ourselves.
share our experience on them. But we will attach like numbers and websites like on this video somewhere of
To
like
professionals.
people or groups or whatever you can seek out. Okay, let's see. I think we should probably go back to yours.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, my followers didn't get they didn't understand like the
Go up.
Okay.
Okay. So, R rated 80. Hey. Do you do any form of meditation to help with your anxiety and depression?
Oh, you want me to go first? There's this app that I downloaded called Headspace. It's free. It does have a pro side of it, like premium, which unlocks a lot of features, but definitely download the free version. Oh my god, it is so amazing. They have meditations for like stress, for everything. They have meditations for going to sleep, meditations for dealing with a test, meditations for dealing with a partner, anger. Like, for me, that was such a great source of like a coping mechanism, that it's a free service available to anyone as long as you have a smartphone. So I would definitely say check it out. It's called Headspace. That's a great one for me.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I use Insight Timer, which is pretty much the same type of thing as well. And also yoga, because yoga combines those two things of meditation and movement. There's actually moving meditations as well, which are really great that you can watch online if you can't afford a class.
What was it? One called Inside Timer?
Insight Timer.
Inside Timer.
And yeah, you can do YouTube meditations there as well. I find binaural beats, they're sounds that change how you feel as well. So listening to different binaural sounds, they have like a humming sound that is in a particular key or tone that changes parts of you over time. If you keep listening to one sound, it can change you. And some of those have combined meditation with binaural sounds.
What does binaural mean? Binaural sounds? Is it just like you described, just a tone?
I guess.
Okay. Because some bi is like two. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, anyways. I'm sad that my followers didn't give me more questions. Thank you for the attempts, though.
This is from, we already covered proudly nerdy. We already covered best coping mechanisms. But next one was ENC66. How do you cope when you feel like you're drowning?
Oh my god.
Heavy.
I feel like I'm drowning all the time. That's actually the analogy I use. Is like I feel like I'm just above water all the time, and it's like I'm just struggling to stay above water. That is like literally the analogy that I use. How do I cope with that?
Yeah, you just get your head above water, and then something else happens in your life, and you're back under the water. I empathize yet again. It's you gotta just push yourself and think of the people who have lost their lives. That's what I do. I think of people in my life who have lost their lives and who would be so happy to be back on the planet and here I am, thinking the darkest thoughts and, wishing I wasn't even existing, and yet these people lost their lives. Think of, people whose lives were cut short for no, car accidents or whatever. Those people, they deserve to live, and so, I gotta make a fight for it. I gotta try.
For me, because I feel like I'm just barely staying above water constantly, I feel like this is like the metaphor of my entire life. It's like, I just have to do one positive thing today. I tell myself, I just need to take one single step in the right direction. It doesn't even have to be a big step. It could be a baby step, but that's fine. As long as every day I take some kind of step, just do one thing, dog. Like I was talking about earlier, like just brush your teeth, just take a shower. I'm trying to like focus on something bigger when it's like that. Like when I feel like I'm barely getting by or something, or everything just seems so much. It's like, what's like one thing you can do today to just move yourself in the right direction? And that's really what I just have to focus on. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about where you're going to be in 5 years or 10 years.
Or even tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, what can I do today? I just need to do something. And then you can, at the end of the day, you feel accomplished. Like, okay, I did something. Like, I got something done. And I feel better about that. And now what can I do
take
tomorrow?
It one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, even if it's...
Oh, the next 15 seconds at a time.
Yeah. And yeah, just keep trying. That's good advice. I'll have to check again later, sorry. But because it doesn't come through on the icon, I can't see it properly. But your question is a good one. How to cope with it and how to avoid nightmares every night.
Smoke weed. I'm just kidding.
Well, weed does the opposite for some people, but for some people it does calm them.
For me, it gives me nightmares. I feel like I'm on fire. I don't like weed.
It does the opposite for me. It actually helps me with anxiety, but I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. With nightmares, though, I've battled with them, and what I do now is I listen to rain at night on my speaker all night.
Yes.
And I listen to different sound effects like that, because and what's even better is if they're really stuck in your head and you like frightening yourself, I put headphones in and I sleep with my earphones or headphones on, because it forces you to not think, and eventually you will go to sleep. There's some really good meditations that are deep sleep meditations for anxiety and depression on this app, Insight Timer. But there's a few apps you can just look up. But it has this person, Kenneth. I like Kenneth, and he has this really low voice that soothes me as soon as he starts speaking. He kind of tells me it's okay, and then he takes me into breathing exercises and slows me down, and by like it's an hour recording, but I'm probably half an hour into it, I'm already asleep, because it really helps me, that one. So yeah, that helps me for nightmares.
Yeah, that was great what you said about the rain. For me, it's ocean waves. I listen to waves all the time. I love the waves. My ex used to listen to thunderstorms, and I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like, why is lightning and thunder?
But I understand that, because I grew up in tropical Australia.
Like a hurricane.
So there was always thunderstorms when I would go to sleep, especially in summer.
A cow flying by.
Yeah. No, we didn't have we don't. I'll do it. No, we don't have hurricanes.
But also, I use Headspace, like he mentioned his, and that guy's voice is so relaxing too. I need to hear your guys' voice, because his voice is like so relaxing.
Kenneth's is like,
it's perfect.
Hi. And he has a bit of an accent. He's like,
mine has an accent too.
This is Kenneth.
No, yours sounds like
a
like a sexy lover, man. Like,
I imagine him to be really geeky looking. Actually,
sounds like he's seducing me, or maybe it's just the way you say it.
It's he kind of caresses me.
Oh, does
makes
he?
me feel better. Not in a sexual way.
Wait.
I think.
I feel like I want something to say. About going to sleep. Oh yeah, I want to know. Like, I mean, we don't have the information here anymore at this point, but is what you're experiencing nightmares, like kind of just random nightmares, or are you experiencing like PTSD? Like, are you having like flashbacks to things that haunt you that come back to you?
Stress disorder, just for those who don't
Yeah, like if at night the things that have happened to you in the past are coming back, that's very different and would be handled differently than just having regular nightmares, like about like monsters coming in a room, I would think. But yeah, I think that's something you should probably reflect on and identify which one it is, and then maybe take different approaches depending on which it is. I'm done.
Yeah, good work. So that was all of them, and thanks for sending those in and sharing them with us, because it's just proving more and more the point of this video that there's a lot of us dealing with this, and we can help each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're here for you. Even if I can't respond to all your messages, I'm still here, and I still am feeling it, and I'm still empathizing with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm here too. I'm feeling it too.
It sounds like you're not. Bitch.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
So that's over.
Cut.
Oh.